You've been repeating patterns in love for years, maybe without noticing. Every argument, compromise, every time you bend over backward, there's a reason buried deep in your childhood. And it's shaping the way you love, whether you realize it or not. Think about it. The way your parents argued, the way affection was given or withheld, created invisible blueprints in your mind. These blueprints quietly guide your relationships, your choices, and even your fears. Sometimes you chase love. Sometimes you push it away. Often you don't know why. The first hidden influence is the pleaser blueprint. If as a child you felt you had to earn love by being good, obedient, or agreeable, you may now constantly put others first. You apologize for things you didn't do. You bend over backward to avoid conflict. You become the pleaser. It feels normal. It feels like love. But it's really a pattern rooted in childhood fear. The second blueprint is the avoidant style. Perhaps you grew up with unpredictable affection or emotionally distant parents. You learned early that closeness can be dangerous or temporary. Now intimacy feels risky. You keep walls up, even with people who genuinely care, because deep down, you've been trained to protect yourself. The third influence is the anxious or clingy pattern. Maybe love felt inconsistent, sometimes warm, sometimes cold. You never knew if attention or approval would last. As an adult, you crave reassurance, overthink messages, and feel panic when your partner isn't immediately available. Every childhood moment of uncertainty echoes in your relationships, shaping your reactions. Childhood doesn't just shape behavior, it shapes expectations. The fourth blueprint is projection. If you experience neglect, criticism, or favoritism, you might unconsciously project those experiences onto partners. You assume they will abandon, judge, or fail you even without evidence. Your mind is replaying old scripts in new contexts. Finally, there's the healing blueprint. Even in painful patterns, childhood left clues for growth. Recognizing triggers, when you over-apologize, pull away or cling too tightly, gives you power. Awareness allows you to rewrite scripts, consciously choose responses, and love in ways that weren't modeled for you before. Pause. Reflect. Are you bending over backward to keep peace? Pulling away when things get too close? Panicking when love feels inconsistent? These aren't flaws, they're echoes from childhood. Awareness is the first step to breaking free. The strongest insight isn't just curiosity, it's realization. The love patterns you struggle with today were quietly written decades ago. Now, you can read the script, understand it, and start rewriting it for yourself. Childhood isn't just memory, it's a blueprint etched into your nervous system, quietly guiding how you give and receive love. Every glance you crave, every apology you offer, every fear of rejection, they all have roots. Consider the pleaser. You learn to anticipate others' needs before your own. Maybe as a child, saying the wrong thing led to withdrawal of affection. Now, as an adult, you overcompensate. You apologize for being late, for being yourself, for existing. It feels natural, even necessary. But the danger is subtle. The more you please, the more your own needs are ignored. Then there's avoidance. Childhood unpredictability teaches self-protection. You learned closeness could hurt. As an adult, intimacy triggers anxiety. You keep walls up even with people who genuinely care. Real love can feel unsafe because your mind replays old tapes. Rejection, criticism, abandonment. Contrast this with the anxious pattern. Inconsistent early affection creates adults hyper-aware of cues, scanning constantly for disinterest or threat. Every pause in a text, every tone is amplified. Your body reacts before your mind does. Heart racing, stomach tightening, panic rising. It's not overreacting, it's survival learned in childhood. The fourth blueprint is projection. Early criticism, neglect, or comparison shapes assumptions. You may interpret neutral actions as rejection or judgment. Projection isn't a flaw, it's a survival response, but it can undermine healthy relationships. Recognition is power. Observing patterns, pausing before over-apologizing, noticing avoidance triggers. Seeing projection in action lets you respond differently. Awareness turns old scripts into conscious choice. Reflect your recent arguments, moments of insecurity. Ways you overcompensate or withdraw, trace them back. Patterns will emerge. You may notice apologizing unnecessarily, withdrawing when craving closeness, or anxiously seeking reassurance. These aren't coincidences, they're echoes of early lessons in love, approval, and safety. The subtle beauty. Childhood patterns leave clues for healing. Seeing the pleaser, avoidance, or anxious tendencies is not shameful. It's a map. Recognizing them gives you the choice to act differently, to love consciously, and to respond from awareness, not fear. Next time you apologize, pause. Ask, am I reacting to now or an old script? When you withdraw, is it protection or habit? When you cling, is it need or learned fear? Awareness begins to rewrite the unconscious story. The strongest insight, childhood shapes you, but it does not define you. The love you give and receive today can be conscious, aware and free once you see the scripts clearly. Now imagine this. Every interaction in love becomes an opportunity to rewrite old patterns. The pleaser doesn't have to stay, avoidant walls can soften, and the anxious heart can learn trust. But it begins with noticing the subtle, almost invisible nudges from your own past. Consider how behaviors dictate your relationships. You apologize too quickly, give too much, or pull away when closeness rises. You may not realize it, but these are echoes of childhood, reminders of lessons learned long ago. Recognizing them is the first step to freedom. Reflective journaling is powerful. Each time you notice yourself bending over backward or reacting with anxiety, write it down. Ask, is this response coming from now or from then? Patterns emerge. The pleaser becomes visible. Avoidant barriers appear. The unconscious becomes conscious. Empathy toward yourself is critical. Childhood patterns were survival mechanisms. They kept you safe, earned approval, or maintained connection when love felt conditional. No shame, only understanding. Approaching your behavior with curiosity instead of blame makes transformation possible. Micro moments matter. The next time someone frustrates you, notice your automatic reaction. Are you apologizing too quickly, withdrawing, or seeking reassurance? Pause. Breathe. Recognize the pattern. Then choose consciously. These small acts rewrite the old script, slowly, powerfully, invisibly. Reflect further. Your partner's reactions, your own insecurities, your emotional triggers, they echo childhood experiences. Perhaps you overcompensate for love you felt you didn't deserve, or avoid closeness you feared losing. Awareness shines light on these hidden forces, and light changes everything. Most people never connect the dots. They stay trapped in loops, blaming themselves, their partners, or love itself. But you now have insight. You see the script, and seeing it is freedom. Imagine love without hidden scripts, giving affection freely, receiving closeness without fear, feeling trust without hypervigilance. These aren't fantasies. They are attainable once awareness guides your choices. Each time you notice a pattern, you plant a seed for conscious, authentic love. Your childhood shaped you, but it does not control you. The pleaser can learn boundaries. The avoidant can open. The anxious can feel secure. Love today can be mindful, balanced, and free once you notice the patterns and choose differently. Pause. Reflect. Visualize responding from awareness, not fear. The invisible blueprint of childhood is powerful, but now you are more powerful.